Right. No, I'll just try and answer the questions.
Well, welcome Kerry O'Keeffe to Queensland Cricket to here for tonight's spin forum, and obviously a good chance for you to touch base with the I guess the rank and file, and also the young spinners and coaches and everyone else who's interested in spin bowling.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, Steve. You know, like Terry Oliver, who I've known for a number of years, has asked me to come up and contribute to this forum. I've done one before, and he seemed to think it went well. Normally, I never get return invitations, but this is my first. And look, I don't know. I'm nervous because I've been out of the coaching loop a bit because of my commentary and the other things I do, and I've got to bring something a little bit different because some of these people that will turn up tonight have been in the loop for some time, and you've got to offer them something that they may not have heard, or a different angle on something they've heard before. So it's a bit of a challenge for me tonight. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not, you know, I'm unsure of what direction it'll take.
It's interesting because it's a without putting pressure on, it's a sold out gig, as they like to say. But you've always kept a very close eye though on young cricketers throughout, even when you're busy in your commentary and that. But is it something you've always taken that extra bit of time to just to keep an eye on the spin ranks, particularly when you get a chance to see them? I know commentary does keep you busy, but certainly I know you always used to like telling the stories of going to New South Wales training and youth training to see how the kids go there.
Oh mate, it's almost a hobby for me to look at who's bowling slow around the world. I mean, my wife said there's no off season because I'm up watching Bangladesh, England at 3 a.m. if I think, you know, if Shakib Al Hassan is bowling left arm orthodox, and I want to know, because he's ranked one of the leading spinners in the world, what he offers. So it's almost a mission, even though I'm not doing it from a coaching point of view, because I'm not actually involved with a lot of coaching now, but I'm just interested in who's bowling what and why they're succeeding or failing. So, you know, from that point of view, I am sort of fairly abreast with what's working as the game changes, and that's the key for me. As you know, I was a player from the 70s, and my probably peak coaching career finished in 95. So, with the game advancing as quickly as it is in 2010, to be talking about bowling spin in the modern era is a challenge for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's interesting, we're very much in the post-war era now in Australian cricket, and certainly it's, as we've sort of said off camera, it's the hardest road in the sport to be a spinner in Australia. And you're seeing the young ones coming through, and there's certainly some promising players out there on the horizon, but it's a tough one too, isn't it, for those guys who are reaching the pinnacle, reaching the Australian side?
Oh, definitely, mate. And bowling spin in Australia is the hardest road of all the roads, because on our own pitches we play spin better than any other country. Pakistan have never been able to play spin. I mean, even I did okay against them all those years ago. They've been poor players at spin, so it's not surprising me that people like Nathan Horrocks and Marcus North and Stephen Smith are getting wickets against them. I mean, they're good bowlers, but Pakistan are a team that you want to be bowling slow against. Whereas I don't know on a Bell Reeve oval belter whether I want to be bowling to the Tasmanian top order bowling spin. That is tough. But the fact that we're after a Warren McGill, our programs are all in place. Somebody not quite that ilk may come through soon, and I'm hoping that I'm around when he does.
It was interesting last year that Cameron Boyce had to sort of play his probably second first-class match in a Shield final at the MCG, so not exactly one of the easiest places to make your baptism of fire, so to speak, but did pretty nicely to get some wickets. And
he did very well, and Wayne Nevin, the spin coach here at Queensland Cricket, sent me a loop of every delivery he bowled, and I've had a long look at it. There's something about Cameron Boyce. I mean, he got wickets. I liked his temperament. He got bombed by really good players like David Hussey and Cameron White, yet he came back at them. He seems to have an ideal temperament to bowl wrist spin. Even when he was getting his wickets, and he got a few in that final on a road, he didn't overly celebrate. He went about his job. I thought it was a terrific performance in a major game for him. He's been long talked about, Cameron Boyce, but on what I saw, his method, his temperament, there's something there. So I don't want to, I've not seen him bowl live. I'm about to this afternoon, but given that somebody like Stephen O'Keeffe on very limited first-class success is with a test squad at the moment, it really becomes some young spinner around the place to announce himself in this season in particular, or in any of the upcoming seasons, and he will be fast-tracked because we're in search of somebody that can win matches. Even though we continue to win, but we don't win as quickly as we did with the Warne and McGills, and that's why there's a big watch, I'm sure, around the place. I'm watching Cameron Boyce, and I'm sure there are others in higher office that are as well.
Nice that you mentioned your namesake, Stephen O'Keeffe. I'm sure you would have had the opportunity to claim him as one of yours, but you rather gracefully would have just let that through the keeper.
Yeah. Well, he's a 1F O'Keeffe, and I'm a 2F, and his mother keeps ringing up and saying, look, he's not related to the double F O'Keeffe. He's actually quite good. But I've known Steve for a long time. His is a good story because he lives in the outer west of Sydney. John Hastings would come down, and Peter Forrest, who's played regularly for New South Wales. John Hastings now plays for Victoria. They all used to come down in the coldest winter nights from Richmond, which is a journey of an hour and a half in the one car, to attend July evening nets in the emerging squads training. And they formed a pact that they'd go as far as they could together in the game. Hastings and Forrest are close. I think Forrest, in fact, has played for Australia A. Stephen O'Keeffe's played a 2020 game for Australia. So these are players that they've got a bond, and they've all come through together. I've known all three of them. They're probably indicative of the ambitious young Australian cricketer who's done some yards. I mean, that is a round trip of 3 hours. And that they did it regularly every week, coming down together. Sometimes one of their parents drove them. I like those stories. And Steve O'Keeffe, who basically just slides those left arm orthodoxes into middle and leg stump. He got wickets here for Australia A on a pitch apparently that turned a bit, so there's that aspect to him. But he's come through the limited over form at the moment, and he's a good cricketer. He can bat. As every spinner has to be able to in the modern game. So, mate, the future and the factory just keeps churning out cricketers, and we might not have the Warnes and the McGraths and the Gilchrists, but we're going to keep churning out pretty good players anyway.
Well, thank you, Kerry, for spending some time with us, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the evening's forum, and I'm sure the guests will also pep you with plenty of questions, which you'll no doubt enjoy answering too.
Thank you, Steve. Looking forward to it tonight.